Hi, my name is Chrissy Jensen, and I'm here today to tell you about our Saint of the Week, Saint Therese of Lisieux. It's not hard to see why, at her canonization on May 17, 1925, Pope Pius XI called her the greatest saint of modern times. Now, there's too much to say about Saint Therese of Lisieux in such a short video. I could tell you about her siblings and growing up and how she was the youngest of 9 children, although sadly 5 of her siblings died in infancy or early childhood. I could tell you about how her mother's death when she was only 4.5 years old impacted her life, or how her sister Pauline joining the Carmelites impacted her life. I could tell you about her near-fatal sickness and how she was healed by the Blessed Virgin Mary. I could tell you about her amazing Christmas conversion story, or how she went to the Pope in order to ask to join the Carmelites when they told her no because she was too young. I could tell you about how she asked to be a permanent novice in the Carmelite community, and she did this in order to help her sister Pauline. Being a permanent novice meant that she would have to ask for permission to do pretty much anything and would never be elected to an important position. I could tell you about how she died of tuberculosis at the young age of 24 and how she suffered silently for a long time before anyone even knew she had the disease. I could tell you about how she's a patron saint of missionaries, even though she never even left the convent. I could tell you all of those things, but what I've chosen to do instead is to read you a few passages from her autobiography, The Story of a Soul, that I think really show off her spirituality and her unique love for Jesus that she had. These passages are also very special and meaningful to me personally. I understood how all the flowers he has created are beautiful, how the splendor of the rose and the whiteness of the lily do not take away the perfume of the little violet or the delightful simplicity of the daisy. I understood that if all flowers wanted to be roses, nature would lose her springtime beauty and the fields would no longer be decked out with little wildflowers. I understood that to become a saint, one had to suffer much, seek out always the most perfect thing to do, and forget self. I understood, too, there were many degrees of perfection, and each soul was free to respond to the advances of our Lord, to do little or much for him, in a word, to choose among the sacrifices he was asking. Then, as in the days of my childhood, I cried out, "My God, I choose all. I don't want to be a saint by halves. I'm not afraid to suffer for you. I fear only one thing, to keep my own will. So take it, for I choose all that you will." One evening, not knowing how to tell Jesus that I loved him and how much I desired that he be loved and glorified everywhere, I was thinking he would never receive a single act of love from hell. Then I said to God that to please him, I would consent to see myself plunged into hell so that he would be loved eternally in that place of blasphemy. I realized this could not give him glory, since he desires only our happiness. But when we love, we experience the need of saying 1,000 foolish things. If I talked in this way, it wasn't because heaven did not excite my desire, but because at this time my heaven was none other than love, and I felt, as did St. Paul, that nothing could separate us from the divine being who so ravished me. I understood that without love, all works are nothing, even the most dazzling, such as raising the dead to life and converting peoples. Her life was small and quiet, but fascinating and important. We can learn a lot about how to live a life that is pleasing to God from this amazing woman. She died on September 30th, 1897, at the young age of 24. She became a doctor of the church. Saint Therese said, "When I die, I will send down a shower of roses from the heavens. I will spend my heaven by doing good on earth." We are all called by God to do good on earth. This could be you.